All right, so we're back for another Sunday morning edition. Pretty beautiful day out. It's only about 9 o'clock right now, but came out to get the electrical portion of the canvas tent. Picked this up last fall at Canadian Tire. It's a Briggs & Stratton 2200 watt inverter generator. Meaning it's not like a lot of conventional generators where there's an engine just running full tilt, making full power, next to full power all the time. It's an inverter generator, so it's nice and quiet. Idles down when it's not needing all the power and whatnot. But yeah, so it's got a 12 volt plug-in. It actually has these adapter. Pretty sure that one is rather you can use it to plug in, you can plug this in and it has jumper cable so you can like charge a battery, or you can actually connect two of these together, and if you have to, or you know somebody with another one, you can jump them together and it makes it come out to a like 4400 watt generator. But yeah, so there's not a whole lot to it really. It's got fuel tank in there. It's nice too, you can't lose the cap, you just let it dangle, it's good to go. Has a little spill trough too, which I like that touch. A lot of the Yamahas and Hondas, which is kind of competing with the 2000 watt, or I'm pretty sure Honda's up to 2200 watt too now. But when you're filling them up, the Hondas don't have a fuel gauge, so if you're not paying attention, you're not careful, it'll just pour everywhere and makes a ridiculous mess. But at least the Yamahas actually have a fuel gauge, which would also be a little better again. But beggars can't be choosers. The whole deal, it was on sale for like 700 bucks, so it's $1,000 less than the Honda is. So, but yeah, there's not a whole lot to it. You got your on switch. It's got the dummy instructions. Little lever off the carb. Full start. Gonna have to hold this here. 1, 2, 3. Look at that. It's up and running. Bounced out over the just so you can hear me still. The smoke, it added in the boat trailer on the way out here, so she bounced around and oil probably splashed up out of the PCV into the intake. It's no big deal. Forgot to mention that too. That is quiet power technology. It's basically like eco mode, so it'll idle full bore all the time. If you switch that on, it idles down, and then when it's needed, it'll ramp up to build the necessary power you need. Okay, it just means it's good to go. Can't remember what that one was for. Not 100% sure. I think that's if you blow the breaker, and then obviously oil light if you're running low on oil. It does actually have a safety too, so if it stays on there for a prolonged period of time, it'll actually shut itself down, which is nice. But yeah, that's pretty much all it's to her. This is the wood pile / generator stand. Slap it right there. At some point, I plan on closing that in. That's just made out of 2 old pallets I took apart and slapped together. Just something to hold everything in place. And yeah, like I said, I'm gonna plan on building walls, put another roof, and maybe use some styrofoam in there to keep the noise down and keep the heat into the generator just for the colder times of years. But we'll grab the extension cord and show you inside. All right, so show you. So that is the main power coming out of the side of the cabin. I'm gonna show it in the intro video, but comes out through the corner there. We'll do a little toss here. Plug this in. A couple things I'd like to do. I think I might at some point, because right now it's got that slung across the ground. And in the wintertime, I actually drive my Skidoo up through over there. Actually looks pretty brutal right now, but in the wintertime, snow holds everything down, so not half as bad. But yeah, when you're driving through in the wintertime, you gotta stop, lift up the cable, drive by, and then go down over there. So at some point, I think I'm going to maybe tack a 2x4 of some sort or some piece of wood, bring it up to the peak there, and then sling it across and down so you can just drive right on underneath it. Sorry. Yeah, so go over and keep it out of the way of the wood pile. Anyways, so over to Jenny. Plug it in. The quiet mode's off, so when you're starting it, you don't want it in quiet mode. And ignition's still on. Oh, turn the switch on. Start her up. I guess it wasn't warm enough yet. Turn the choke back on. Down. And still saying I wanted to insulate that and close it up. It's kind of noisy, but not really that bad. Such a constant tone, I guess you could use. It kind of just drowns itself out. You don't notice it anymore. But so inside the shack here, don't think you're gonna be able to see it anymore because I covered it all up, but the actual power runs through. Oh yeah, you can see it. Okay, let me get my light out here. So if you can see in there, see if I can get you right in there. Don't know if you can see, but yeah, I ended up just tying everything into a main box right there and moretting it up and taping it up just to be sure. The all power runs in from there and then shoots off to everywhere else. I didn't put a breaker box or whatever you want to say, circuit breakers, because technically the generator has that built in, so wasn't necessary to take up that kind of space inside the cabin in my mind. And I'm not running anything overly big, like runs the coffee pot, and I think that's the biggest draw that it actually has. Actually, just run this dry for a second, plug it in, turn it on. Oh yeah, you can hear it. Yeah, so that's the biggest draw, I think. I'm not sure what the actual, I don't know if it's written on here. I can't see anything, but yeah, so that's the biggest draw. I run the mini fridge is the biggest reason for the generator. Run this, like this is running right now. Big enough to store everything we need for a weekend. And I ended up kind of worked best right there, but I don't know if you can see this either. Down in the back there, that's the cord. Right along the bottom. Ran it over and plugged it in right there. So, and if you I had an electric toothbrush out here, I plugged in over there at one point to charge up, but yeah. Got another cord over here, another plug-in over here, just that, and another one right there, another one right there, and you've seen obviously the one right there. For the lighting, I actually ended up running a plug-in up, plug-in up there, just like that. Ran it in from, let's see if we can see it down here. Yeah, ran it up through the wall, up this back side, try to keep it as hidden as possible. And that's good for, that one is good for like phone chargers, or we have a laptop that we watch movies up on the loft before we go to bed, so it's nice to be able to have it plugged in and running. And we got the main like kitchen light switch there. No walls, and I kind of wanted to keep it out of the way, so it works perfect. You walk in, you flip it on. As you're walking out, you flip it off. And these are the LED, they're supposed to be flush mount lights, like you'd put in your roof of your house or whatever, or the ceiling of the house. Worked out perfect for me because, let's see if you can see this. Bring it over. Still have room. I'm not a tall guy, but I'm 5'10" with boots on, and I could still clear. You don't have to duck and move around to get out of the way. But, and that's the other light, which will, like I was saying before, at some point I want to get a futon there, and actually got an old flat screen TV at home that I've been looking at upgrading. So I was thinking about making a hinge mount basically, so that it could swing down. You could be watching TV from here looking over here, and then when you're not using it, you can fold it up out of the way, no problems. What else we got here? This is the I don't know, the entryway light. Actually lights up pretty good. It's too dark right now to be able to tell, but yeah, it lights up the main entryway pretty decent if you don't want the kitchen lights on. What else? Oh, and then there's the bathroom light. Just like that. Turns on. And you can do your business and still see what you're doing. Not too shabby. Highly recommend these little LED lights, dude. They don't draw anything. I don't know if you can listen to the generator here. I won't talk, but zero difference. There's no draw on the generator. I think they're something like 10 watts or something like that, I think I read. Maybe less than that, I can't remember now, but yeah, so that's pretty much it for electrical. I got the, some point in time, I would like to use this box and branch like an exterior box out on that same wall right there. Somewhere it's right there, roughly. Yeah, it's on this stud right here, so be like right here somewhere. Have to do a little bit of modifications, or just put a little lower so that it was underneath. But it'd be nice to have plug-ins for outside. The water pump that we were using, I had the cord just ran into the door, run into the cabin or the shack. I pump it up and then just bring the water bucket in, and then let the cords hang off the edge of the deck there. It'd be nice to have it outside though, and it'd be nice to be able to run some lights down the walkway and like round for the winter time so you can actually see what you're doing. And also would like to put a light out through right around there, kind of back on, same thing, just mirror the inside and have it so it's shining outwards, because it gets a little dark out there in the winter time. Yeah, that's pretty much it for electrical. Hope you enjoyed. If you got any questions or whatnot, I'll try my best to answer them for you. Thanks.